Welcome to the Common Sense Science Association of India. As per René Descartes, a famous Western philosopher, nothing is more fairly distributed than common sense. No one thinks he needs more of it than he already has. According to the famous American poet Ralph Waldo Emerson, common sense is genius dressed in working clothes. However, ironically, most of us rarely get a chance to use our common sense in today's world because almost all our entire thinking and beliefs are influenced by external sources like the media, educational institutions, and scientific as well as various other organizations. Due to this, our ability to think independently and question irrational theories is compromised. Conformity with the authority and majority is of utmost importance for surviving in the society. As a result, in numerous instances, truth gets buried under misconceptions and falsehoods. Hence, the following words of Goethe, written more than 200 years ago, still hold true. Truth has to be repeated constantly because error is also being preached all the time, and not just by a few, but by the multitude. In the press and encyclopedias, in schools and universities, everywhere, error holds sway, feeling happy and comfortable in the knowledge of having majority on its side. Dear friends, although physics has advanced tremendously, there are many misconceptions, especially in fundamental physics, which we are not aware of because they have been passed on from generations and believed in by the majority of people. The CSAI has been specifically formed to expose these grave misconceptions. Does the moon rotate? Although the same side of the moon is always visible from the Earth, mainstream astrophysicists and all other major space organizations assert that the moon rotates once in the time it takes to complete one full orbit around the Earth. They say that the moon is in synchronous rotation with the Earth, or in other words, it is tidally locked with the Earth. Please observe the videos which illustrate the following. 1. Non-orbiting moon rotating once in the anti-clockwise direction. 2. Moon rotating 4, 3, 2 and once in the anti-clockwise direction in a single orbit. 3. Moon rotating once in the clockwise direction in a single orbit. 4. A non-rotating moon. Here we can see a non-orbiting moon rotating once around its center of axis. Here we can see the moon rotating 4 times in a single orbit around the Earth. Here we can see the moon rotating thrice in a single orbit. Here we can see the moon rotating twice in a single orbit. Here we can see the moon rotating once in a single orbit. Here we can see the moon rotating once in the clockwise direction in a single orbit. Here we can see a non-rotating moon. When the moon is rotating once in the clockwise direction, the illusion that it is not rotating arises because for every degree it advances in its orbital path, it is also rotating by 1 degree in the clockwise direction. However, if we observe the arrow with respect to the Earth, it moves away in the clockwise direction as the moon begins to orbit, and at the end of the orbit it is again facing the Earth. The non-rotating moon appears to rotate in the last video because in it, the Earth appears to have a top and bottom as well as 2 sides. However, in reality, the Earth has no top and bottom or sides. It behaves like a flat surface because, as illustrated in the figure below, although people are standing in different directions, every one of them will feel that they are standing upright on top and the sky is above them. In fact, from every single point on the Earth's surface, we will get the same feeling. This proves that, unlike the current theory, the moon orbits the Earth without rotating by even a single degree. Its motion is exactly similar to that of an aircraft or the International Space Station, which move with their underbellies always pointing towards the Earth. If we travel in an aircraft starting from a particular point, say Bengaluru, and flying continuously until we come back to the starting point, we will always feel that we are flying above a flat or a slightly curved surface as illustrated in the animation below. At no time during the flight will we feel that we are flying vertically downwards, upside down, or vertically upwards as this animation implies. Hence, whenever we think of motion around our Earth, we should visualize Earth as a flat surface and not as a sphere. The Moon's far side is heavily cratered, whereas the surface facing the Earth is smooth. These are the two reasons behind this. 1. The far side of the Moon is always exposed to outer space, because of which the meteors and asteroids directly smash onto its surface, creating craters. 2. The side facing the Earth is crater-free because the meteors that would have crashed onto this part of the Moon are prevented from doing so by the Earth, whose diameter is almost 4 times that of the Moon. Other than the Earth, its gravitational field, which is about 2 to 3 million kilometers in diameter, also acts as a shield. From the videos, it is explicitly clear that if the Moon were to rotate even once in either direction, not only its entire surface will be visible from the Earth, but it will be cratered uniformly, which of course is not the case. This video illustrates how the majority or the authoritarian views need not necessarily always be correct. We will be posting more such videos. In the meantime, you can read my book, The 7 Deadly Misconceptions.